Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back. This is the reading for the star card for year ahead. I have not had time to shuffle in between. I went a little long in the last reading, so I'm just going to shuffle all the piles and then we'll get going on the reading. So for those of you with the star in your as your card for 2021, this is a beautiful year to give yourself the gift of perhaps a little bit of being a little quieter, for sure. And I'm not sure when I say the word purification, what comes up for you, but it really is a year of that. You know, it's a year of cleansing your physical body. It's a really good year to focus on, dietary cleanses. But when I say that, one of the things about cleansing is that it's never just about the physical body. It is about something much there's always something more to it, and we can never truly know the complex associations among the organs in the body, their spiritual, physical, emotional connections. And so when I see the star card, yes, it's a card of hope, and I think, okay, so it's a card of hope. It's a card of beauty. It's a card of new beginnings and light and all of that. But I think the cleansing aspect of a star year is very under discussed. Let's just say that. And so this is a 5-year. So how is the star going to respond in a 5-year? Yeah, that's a really good question. It's kind of incongruous, I don't feel like it's neutral. It's definitely not good, easy. If I think of the pentagram, I think the star needs to hang out in the center of the pentagram. And the star is almost like did I cut that one? I don't think I cut it. I think the star needs to be the weaver of the magic. The one who I don't know. So let's kind of look at Anna's artwork here. I just want to, can you see there's an eagle? Let me switch this for you. My bad. There's an eagle, a bald eagle coming out of the chest. And there's a bunch of light coming out of the solar plexus. It feels highly, highly transformative. And so how will you begin your transformation in 2021? And for me, I'm sensing if you came out of a tower year, stepping into quiet space is definitely one thing that's going to come up in this reading. But there's a lot of strength in that card with that, with the bird in the chest. And I will, of course, go to the earth flesh and just check out some of Avalon's wisdom. But there's also, if you look at the figure and the way the figure is dressed, there's a connection to more of an Aboriginal, native, somebody who's deeply connected to the earth and to the elements. And so there may be some teachings and some ways of being connected to shamanic practices that will help you with your star year. I don't think because, you know, you pull the star card or you pull the sun card for your card of the year that you can just sit back and relax. There's always work to be done. And so this is a year of purification, quite simply. So I'm really curious about I still have to shuffle these two here. Curious about the solar plexus chakra. So I'm just going to go over here to the star card. This is the Queen of Wands. I just want to look at what's around her neck. There's fire and water. So remember that the queens, well, at least the way that I read the tarot, the queens are all the element of water. And so we see a lot of balance in her. And she knows all about everything that I've just been talking about. Queen of Wands. So I really want to go to digestion here, just because of the fire and what I'm picking up on here in the intuitively. So I would think that starting your year with a digestive cleanse, and again, you know, I want to repeat, this is not about losing 5 pounds. This is about clearing physically, clearing emotionally, clearing spiritually. So we tap into the physical so we can get to the emotional, the spiritual, the causal body. It's like going to a yoga class. Going to a yoga class is not about the physical body. It appears that way. Some people do it as exercise, but it's not exercise. It's always going to take you deeper if you want it to. So the oracle deck that I chose for supporting the suit of wands is the Fantastic Being, and the Fantastic Being for the suit of wands is cyanobacteria. This is very interesting. Rhythms and cycles abound in our world, from cyanobacteria to complex life forms. Each of us moves through phases, reaching an end to start all over again. Fighting change is futile and discouraging. It is like denying the inevitability of death. On the other hand, embracing these rhythms can release friction and redirect necessary energy that would otherwise be useful for your growth and well-being. As stress and anxiety amount, reflect and resync with nature's rhythms. Okay, so this does connect to the digestive thing I'm talking about. You know, reconnecting with nature's rhythms. We can do that through the digestive system. Here she also mentions the beat of your heart and nature's rhythms. Close your eyes and listen to the beat of the world's natural rhythms. So that in order for our heart to beat at a healthy pace, in order for our breath, our respiration to beat at a healthy pace, and for our digestive system to work smoothly, you know, this whole experience of letting go of the waste, letting go of, I mean, there's such a busting free in this image. In the emotional department, here we have the king again. That is the king of water. So there can be a lot of ups and downs with the king of water. This is the lovers, which is very much about that seeing the wholeness of yourself, right? Seeing the connections between your divine masculine, your divine feminine, truly bringing in the balance. And I want to just point out how this kind of cleansing and light that it's being emitted here is mirrored in this almost umbilical cord like connection between the lovers in the Oracle of Echoes. It's really quite something. In the suit of the mind, this is a card that's been coming up a lot. I should have counted how many times. Again, something needs to go. Something needs to shift. Five of Swords it doesn't appear by accident. You know, and this is a 5-year that we're moving into, and so we are going to be presented with challenges of the fives. What is below it is the Eight of Pentacles. So this card is a quiet card. It's definitely one of focus and refocus. And it will help you to get out of your mind. It will help you to make smarter decisions. It will help you to get out of any defeatist attitude or making poor decisions or choosing to step into quarrels where it's completely unnecessary to do so. It feels like the card at the bottom is the way out of the Five of Swords. And so perhaps one of the things that you need to purify this year. Hello to Jen and Deborah. I'm sorry I didn't welcome you when you came in. Sorry, what I was saying. So the being in this year is about purification, right? So one of the qualities that you would benefit from working with is contemplating your Five of Swords moments and why you chose to engage when you knew either when you knew the other guy didn't have a choice, didn't have a chance, or when you knew there was no way that you could win. Because I truly feel in the Five of Swords situations that the outcome is very well known. All right, this is a very synchronistic card that reinforces what I'm saying. So this is the Alchemy card. This is the Bison. And one of the things about this particular beast is that when North America was in its more of a pure state, and this animal was hunted, and every single part of this animal was used, and it was revered, and some of the stories are so beautiful. The alchemy here feels like what I said at the very, very beginning, and that was, in the 5-year to really embrace each of the elements and make sure that you're feeling that you're not being pulled in any one direction. Alchemy is critical to purification, right? It's like, here's an example. So for example, like doing a grapefruit cleanse is not balanced. When we choose to do a cleanse, it needs to look after the whole body. It's like doing, what's something that's popular? Taking apple cider vinegar every night before you go to bed because you're going to lose weight. That kind of thing. Like, that's not alchemy. That's creating imbalance in your body. It's creating acidity in your body. So alchemy is hugely important to the purification process. I want to go back over to that King of Cups that's staring at us. And so it makes sense that this is the culmination of the element of water. So the 14th card in the element of water, emphasizing what water does best to purify. Yeah, and that the middle here of this Lover's card from the Oracle of Echoes is really, really speaking to me. And it almost mirrors, I'm just going to put my pen cap on before I pull your last card. So look at this pattern here. It's almost the exact pattern that's in this bacteria over here. So there's definitely some digestive stuff that is the theme here. And I wonder if what is being carved in the Eight of Pentacles here is a tool. Maybe it's a pestle. Maybe it is a root that you're going to eat. Okay, that's 2 cards. Well, let's go with these 2. Lady's Mantle and Matter. Okay, so Lady's Mantle and Matter. Oh, I'm really being drawn to this card. Look at the statue's not the right word, on the left in the foreground. I'm really curious about that. And there's kind of a similar shape to the leaves. So let's go to that medicine, because this is your medicine for this year. This is your medicine. I'm going to go to Matter first. I feel like this is the more relevant card. Yes, that 5 of Swords does not want to be. There's Lady's Mantle. Lady's Mantle is feminine, detail, miracles. This is Lady's Mantle. A dewdrop is a tiny thing, but when you gaze into it, it acts like a crystal ball, revealing the whole world within it. It is reminiscent of William Blake's famous lines, "To see a world in a grain of sand and a heaven in a wild flower. Hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour." Ah, okay. So Lady's Mantle, this one here is known as the alchemical chalice. Alchemy, alchemical chalice. So, okay, this is very cool. So here is your pestle. Here's your mortar. Or would I have that back? Mortar and pestle. Right? So here's your bowl. Wow, that's really something. Okay, I'm just really curious about what this is here in the Matter. And then we'll weave this all together. So Matter is strength, coming of age, and the goddess. Matter, oh, so the other one was feminine too. So they're both feminine energy plants. Matter is the plant of blood and the goddess. The rich red dye it produces symbolizes the vitality of the body and the fertility of the land. If you have chosen this card, it could mean that you have reached a time of major change in your life. Perhaps a particular life stage, such as puberty, menopause, or andropause. Alternatively, it may simply indicate that you have reached a certain point in your development. Either way, this card signifies something meaningful and worthy of recognition. You might want to mark this time consciously with a rite of passage or a pilgrimage to a sacred place where you can tie a klutty to a tree and a wish to a prayer. Another interpretation of this card is less specific, suggesting simply that strength is needed now. I want to go to this card shows a Matter offering its flowers to a hummingbird moth, which thrives on its nectar. A strip of cloth dyed red with Matter hangs as a klutty, a prayer token from the elder tree above. A goddess figure inspired by the Bulgarian goddess of Pazardjik, Pazardjik, left as a votive offering, rests in the stones beneath the tree. Okay, so we have a blood thing going on here as well too. A blood thing and a digestive thing. So I'm going to, spleen purification as well too. I'm seeing, because this is very blood connected here as well. Okay, so of what's come up for me in this reading is the theme for the star this year is purification. Purification of blood, purification of digestive organs. And so we start with the physical, and then that leads us to clearer sight, clearer thought, clearer heart space, right? We have to start with the physical, because the physical is it's in our way, right? And until the physical is of a higher vibration, it's harder to get into the rest. If we start with that's why if we start with deep emotional work and we haven't purified ourselves, we get so sick. So if we start with the physical, then the emotional and the spiritual work is much easier. Make sense? Okay, so thanks for this. And I will see you next one for the moon. This was a very cool reading. Very cool reading. I loved that the alchemy card is here, cyanobacteria. I mean, that's so very fitting for this whole theme. So have fun unpacking this one. Namaste. I'll see you shortly.